In the kingdom of Valdarin, where banners once danced proudly above marble towers, there ruled a king named Alric the Unbroken. His name had been earned through years of war, no enemy had ever breached his walls. No rival had ever bent his will. To his people, he was iron. To his enemies, he was a storm. But storms, as legends forget to mention, can be outlasted. Beyond the eastern mountains lived a lesser lord, Lord Cailan of Thorn. His lands were small, his army modest, his name barely spoken beyond his borders. Yet Cailan possessed something Alric had long lost: patience. While King Alric celebrated victories and expanded his dominion, Cailan studied. He watched supply lines, memorized terrain, listened to whispers from traitors and deserters. He did not challenge the king with force, he unraveled him with time. It began subtly. Caravans bound for Valdarin began to vanish. Messengers were found lost or dead in forests that had once been safe. Small villages at the kingdom's edge pledged quiet loyalty to Thorn. Not out of fear, but because Cailan protected them when Alric did not notice they needed protection. The king dismissed it all. "Let the insects gather," Alric scoffed. "When I step upon them, they will be crushed all the same." So he marched. The fields of Darson became the stage of what would be remembered as the king's last battle. Alric arrived in shining armor, leading thousands. Across the plain stood Cailan, cloaked in dark steel. His forces smaller, but positioned with careful precision. The battle did not begin with a roar, but with silence. Then chaos. The ground beneath the kings cavalry gave way, hidden. Trenches swallowed horses whole. Arrows rained from unseen archers concealed in the hills. Supply wagons burned behind them, set ablaze before the first sword had even been raised. Alric fought fiercely, cutting through soldiers like a man trying to carve his way back to control. But control had already slipped through his fingers. Cailan did not rush forward. He waited. And when the king was finally surrounded, exhausted and bleeding beneath a sky dimmed by smoke, the Lord approached. "You were never defeated in battle," Cailan said calmly. "You were defeated in thought." Alric dropped to one knee, his sword heavy in his hand. For the first time, the Unbroken had nothing left to hold on to. "Finish it," the king muttered. But Cailan shook his head. A dead king becomes a martyr. A fallen king becomes a lesson. And so, King Alric was not slain, but stripped of his crown, his lands, and his legend. Years later, travelers would sometimes see a lone figure walking the outskirts of Valdarin, a man with no armor, no title, and no army. Some said it was the former king. Others said it was simply a reminder that power built on strength alone can fall. To someone who knows how to wait,